Alright, this is a video response to Grace Bass's Creation Science 3A, Dinosaurs in the Bible, Part 5 and 6. In this video, the speaker is trying to convince us that Job 40:15 through 24 is actually describing the dinosaur Brontosaurus. Now, I'm going to look at the first three verses, that is verse 15, 16, and 17, and show that in these first three verses alone, there are three very good examples of why this can't be not only Brontosaurus, but a dinosaur at all. So, I'll start out with the first verse, 15. Behold now a behemoth, which is made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Now, okay, for us evolutionists, the first problem here is that grass wasn't around until the Cretaceous period. Can't be Brontosaurus for us. For creationists, it also creates a problem. Brontosaurus had a very long and tall neck. Now, why would an animal, whether it was evolved or whether it was designed, have a long neck to eat grass? You don't see a giraffe running around the savannah grazing as a cow does. You see giraffes running around the savannah eating off the tops of the tall trees. Now, any reasonable person would infer from the fact that because this animal had a long neck, it probably was not going to be getting the majority of its sustenance from grass. We'll go to verse 16. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. Now, the major problem here is that dinosaurs did not have navels. A navel is just another word for a belly button, and a belly button comes from where the umbilical cord attached when you, or creature, was attached when you were in the womb being formed. However, dinosaurs and lizards and birds don't have umbilical cords because they are formed inside of an egg. Now, if dinosaurs didn't have belly buttons, they didn't have navels, how could this verse even begin to apply to a dinosaur? Verse 17, and the last one I'm going to look at just for sake of a short video. He moveth his tail like a cedar, the sinews of his stones are wrapped together. Now look at the first part of this. He moveth his tail like a cedar. Now there are three possibilities here for why this does not have to be taken as an actual creature. Okay, first off, like I said, it doesn't have to be an actual creature. The Leviathan creature described similarly to the behemoth here in no way even seems to be a real creature. Why would we take the behemoth to be a real creature? There are several instances of creatures that are totally just off the wall. Look at Revelations and look at the four beasts that are supposed to come out of the earth and out of the oceans on the last days. Is anybody actually thinking that there's those creatures living under the earth and under the ocean today? I don't, and I don't think that even the most literal translations of the Bible actually believe that those creatures are here today. The second possibility is that they're dead creatures. There's no reason to believe that the Hebrews or the Egyptians or the Greeks didn't find dinosaur bones. They just misinterpreted what they were. There are several instances of ancient people finding dinosaur bones, finding mastodon or woolly mammoth bones, and misinterpreting what they were. There's a case of Spartans, for example, where they found a mastodon leg, I believe it was, and they assumed that this leg belonged to one of their heroes. And they took this leg back to back to Sparta, and they touted it as proof that their hero existed in real life. Now this doesn't make sense to us because why would a human have such a huge leg? But to Spartans and other Greeks, they believed that their heroes, because they did larger-than-life deeds, were larger than life. They believed that they were actually 3 times the size of a man, which, oddly enough, is exactly the same, well, not exactly, but, you know, approximately the same ratio of a mastodon leg to a human leg. The third and somewhat adult possibility is that it's a Hebrew mistranslation. That is, the word moveth. The original Hebrew word has two basic meanings that the King James translators could have used. The first one, moveth, means exactly what we think it does. You know, move, point A to point B. The second possibility, though, is that the Hebrew word actually meant, in English, extend. Now, it gets adult because, as far as I know, there's only one basic anatomy part that extends, and I think we're all, at least those of us old enough to understand what I'm talking about, realize how this would fit into biblical storytelling. That's all I've got for right now. Thanks.